Hello students, I am Vidya from English Magus. Welcome to another exciting video lesson. Today, we are diving into a fun and quirky poem by Ogden Nash called The Tale of Custard the Dragon. This poem is a ballad, which is a type of poem that narrates a story in short stanzas, often with a rhythmic and musical quality, making it easy to remember and recite. This poem is about a brave crew of animal friends, Ink the cat, Blink the mouse, Mustard the dog, and Blinda, a fearless girl. Oh, and of course, Custard the Dragon, except Custard is not what you'd expect. So, buckle up, and let's see what makes this story both hilarious and heartwarming. We will begin our poetic journey by acquainting ourselves with the poet of this captivating piece. Ogden Nash was an American poet well known for his light verse and whimsical style. Born in Rye, New York, Nash's career began in advertising before he transitioned to writing poetry. He published his first collection of humorous poems, Hard Lines, in 1931, which gained immediate popularity. Nash's poetry is characterized by his playful use of language, clever wordplay, and sharp wit. His work often includes unexpected rhymes and creative twists on common themes. Nash wrote for both adults and children, and his poems have left a lasting impact on American literature. Now we will focus on the poem. I will recite the poem stanza by stanza, and then I will explain. Alright, let's dive in. Here is the first stanza. Blinda lived in a little white house, with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and a realio, trulio, little pet dragon. In the first stanza, let's meet Blinda and her amazing group of friends. Blinda lives in a cute, little white house, and she has some unique pets, a black kitten named Ink, a grey mouse called Blink, and a yellow dog named Mustard. But there's something even more surprising. Blinda has a dragon. And not just any dragon, a realio, trulio, pet dragon named Custard. It's pretty unusual, right? Imagine living in a small house with a pet dragon. But let's see how this story unfolds. Let's understand stanza 2 now. The name of the little black kitten was Ink. And the little grey mouse, she called him Blink. And the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard. But the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard. In this stanza, we learn more about the personalities of Blinda's pets. Ink, the kitten, is probably quiet and mysterious, while Blink, the mouse, is small and sneaky. The dog, Mustard, is described as sharp, meaning he's quick and brave. But Custard the dragon? He's actually a coward. It's funny to think about, isn't it? A dragon that's supposed to be powerful and fierce is actually timid and scared, just like his name, Custard, something soft and gentle. This sets up an interesting twist for our story. Let's move on to stanza 3. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth, and spikes on top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and realio, trulio daggers on his toes. Here, Ogden Nash gives us a vivid description of Custard. He looks every bit the part of a terrifying dragon, big sharp teeth, spikes on his back, scales on his body, and a mouth like a fireplace. He even has daggers on his toes. You'd think Custard would be the bravest of them all, right? But remember, looks can be deceiving. Despite his fierce appearance, Custard is afraid of almost everything. Let's see how this plays out in the story. Here are stanzas 4 and 5. Blinda was as brave as a barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Blinda tickled him. She tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon. At the realio, trulio, cowardly dragon, Blinda and her pets are described as incredibly brave. Blinda is compared to a barrel full of beers, strong and fearless. Ink and Blink are so daring that they chase lions down the stairs, and Mustard acts like raging tiger. But Custard? He just wants a safe cage to hide in. It's quite the opposite of what you'd expect from a dragon. Blinda and her pets even make fun of Custard for his cowardice. They call him Percival, which is a funny way of teasing him since Percival was a famous, brave knight from legend. Everyone laughs at Custard for wanting to be safe. But sometimes, bravery comes in unexpected forms. Let's see if Custard gets his moment to shine. Let's read and understand stanzas 6 and 7. Blinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said weak, which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Suddenly they heard a nasty sound. And Mustard growled, and they all looked around. "Meouch!" cried Ink. "And who?" cried Blinda. For there was a pirate, climbing in the window. The teasing continues. Blinda laughs so hard that she practically shakes the house, and even the mouse Blink joins in with a little "weak." Meanwhile, Custard just wants his safe place. It's clear that everyone thinks of Custard as the coward of the group. But suddenly, something unexpected happens. There's a nasty sound, and a pirate appears at the window. He's got a pistol in each hand, and he looks like serious trouble. Now, let's see how all the brave pets react to this real danger. Here are stanzas 8 and 9. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. Blinda paled, and she cried help, help. But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and little Mouse Blink strategically mouseholed. In these stanzas the poet further describes the pirate episode. The pirate is a classic villain. He's armed to the teeth, with a cutlass in his mouth and a wooden leg. It's obvious that he's up to no good. And how do the brave pets react? Blinda screams for help, Mustard runs away yelping, Ink hides, and Blink dives into a hole. All their earlier bravery vanishes in an instant. It seems like the only one left is Custard. Will this cowardly dragon rise to the challenge? Let us move on to the stanzas 10 and 11. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and a jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. The pirate gaped at Blinda's dragon, and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him, every bit. These stanzas reveal Custard's hidden bravery. Just when everyone else runs away, Custard springs into action. He snorts like an engine and charges at the pirate. He goes after him with fierce determination, just like a bird catching a worm. The pirate is shocked and tries to fight back, but he's no match for Custard. The brave dragon gobbles up the pirate completely, saving everyone. It turns out that the so-called coward was actually the true hero all along. Let's read stanzas 12, 13, 14, and 15 together. Kindly note, stanza 14 is a repetition of stanza 1, and stanza 15 is a repetition of stanza 4. So we won't have their explanations. Blinda embraced him, Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee did gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I'd have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink. We'd have been 3 times as brave, we think. And Custard said, I quite agree. That everybody is braver than me. Blinda still lives in her little white house, with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse, and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon, and her Realio, Trulio little pet dragon. Blinda is as brave as a barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. After Custard saves the day, everyone celebrates. Blinda hugs him, Mustard licks him, and Ink and Blink dance in happiness. But soon, they all go back to their old ways. Mustard says he'd have been brave if he hadn't been scared, and Ink and Blink claim they'd have been even braver. Custard, being humble, agrees with them. Even though he saved them all, Custard doesn't boast. He just wants his safe little cage back. In the end, everything returns to normal. Blinda is brave, the pets pretend to be fearless, and Custard remains the gentle dragon who's secretly the bravest of them all. Let's reflect on the poem's theme. So, what can we learn from The Tale of Custard the Dragon? This poem is a reminder that true bravery isn't about appearances or boasting. Custard may have looked like a coward, but when real danger came, he stepped up and saved his friends. Bravery is about actions, not words. Ogden Nash uses humor and playful rhymes to show us that everyone has their own way of being brave. Sometimes, the quietest among us can be the true heroes when it matters most. Thanks for joining today's lesson. Remember, it's okay to be a little scared, as long as you are ready to face your fears when the time comes. With this, the video lesson ends. Here is the list of literary devices used in the poem. See you next time. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more engaging lessons.